So if you're trying to live or trying to move, you may have noticed that housing prices have risen by 20% in the last year. Rents are up around 12% nationally and way higher in certain areas. Now, this is happening in part because companies are buying up all the housing to turn them into rentals because you will own nothing and be happy. Two ventures backed by Goldman Sachs just bought an entire community in Florida for $75 million. In places like Phoenix and Jacksonville, investors are buying up starter homes.
Houses Tricon and other investors are buying in places like Jacksonville are what might be called starter homes, usually selling for about $300,000. When one of those comes on the market, investors are ready with all cash offers.
Investors never look at the home. Never.
They don't even look at the
They
home.
never look at it.
That, plus the fact that investors often waive inspections, puts would-be first-time home buyers at a serious disadvantage. Home ownership is increasingly out of reach.
In our portfolio, the majority cannot buy a home, cannot afford to buy a home, or don't have the credit to buy the home.
So home ownership is the linchpin of American society, and generations of leaders have understood that. Our leaders don't seem to have any interest in it. Why is that? Katrina Campins is the founder of the Campins Company. She is a longtime expert in residential real estate and joins us tonight. Katrina, thanks so much for coming on.
Thanks.
So is this as big a problem as it appears to be for people who just want to own a home?
Home ownership, Tucker, has been a pillar to the American dream for a very long time because of the various different economic benefits that come with it, especially the accumulation of wealth through building equity, reducing the housing cost, and accessing credit, not to mention the tax deduction incentives that you have. In addition to that, the stability and the accumulation of wealth that's attained through home ownership has been the primary mechanism through which the American people have been able to achieve social economic mobility for themselves and for their children. And that's all being challenged right now because they're competing with Wall Street. They're competing with unlimited capital, chasing very low supply. And these investors are paying cash, they're paying over asking price. Many times we're waiving inspections and they're closing very quickly. And it is impossible for the American people to compete against that. Right now, 1 in 5 homes in that price range is owned by an institutional investor. And in my opinion, that's going to continue. And my concern is what's going to happen when shareholders begin to demand more return. They're going to have no choice but to increase rents. And whether that's great for corporate America, it's not good for American families.
And it's bad for the country. A stable nation of homeowners, vested, rooted in place, becomes a volatile country of renters. And so it's as bad as we thought. Katrina, I appreciate your coming on tonight. Thank you for that.